Here on Pickdog's and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel. Let me get my microphone up close so you can hear me better. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Get you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pickdog's and at Sports Chat Place. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at who's on the show with us here for today. All right, with us today we got Wayne Scott with us, Jay Briggs, Big Al McMordie, and Milz Young. And here's how they will line up here for this evening. We've got McMordie, Young, Briggs, Scott, and then I will close this one out. All right, guys, baseball on the board. We got preseason football as well. 2 games here for a Thursday. The action picks up a little bit here on Friday and Saturday. But let's go ahead and let's get this one underway. Let's welcome Big Al McMordie. Catch him over at Pickdog's Premium. Bring in Big Al right now, ready to roll with some baseball coverage for us tonight. Big Al, how's it going?
Pretty good, Tony. How are you?
Everything's going great, going great. All right, here we go tonight. We go with the Royals and the Red Sox going head-to-head tonight about top of the hour. We see here that the obviously the Red Sox big favorites here, minus 231, total of 10.5.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Boston here, but I'm going to lay the 1.5 runs, so it's only minus $1.25 if you do that. You know, James Paxton, he's made 7 career starts versus Kansas City, and he has a 1.70 ERA in those 7 starts. But at home, he's never given up a run to KC as he's pitched 21 scoreless innings over 3 starts. And in those 3 home starts versus Kansas City, he struck out 12, 11, and 10 batters while allowing just 12 base runners in those 21 innings. So he's just been spectacular at home in his career versus the Royals. And he's going to match up against Austin Cox in this ballgame. Cox made his debut back on May 4th, and he got his career off to a great start. He set actually a modern-day MLB record as he didn't allow a hit to the first 39 batters he faced. But the wheels then started to come off for him on June 28th. He allowed 4 runs in 3 2/3 innings in that game. And dating back to that outing, his ERA is 6.45. Boston is now 41-25 plus 16.4 net gains versus lefties. And I do look for a blowout win tonight by Boston, so I'm going to lay the 1.5 runs.
All right, we got Boston here. Big Al here laying that Boston here. Laying the minus 1.5 runs here against Kansas City. I think he said it was about minus 120, Big Al?
125.
125, minus 125 in this one. All right, Big Al. We're also showing here, I think that it looks like Alec Marks may be the one as a primary pitcher seeing some of the innings. He's really struggled this year, Marsh.
Yeah, like, what is he, 0-5 for the season? He was in the box before, the overnight, then they switched it to Cox. So, yeah, Marsh, I mean, it's not like you're getting an upgrade with him on the hill either. Yeah,
so Marsh listed here, I'm showing here as a primary pitcher. So they'll see some bulk innings. As it looks like the Royals using the bullpen today, and the bullpen has been one of the worst in the league this year.
That's right. And, Boston almost covered the 1.5 runs yesterday, and then Kansas City got that home run, I think with 1 out in the 9th inning to close it to 4-3. But I think it's going to be a much bigger margin tonight.
All right, Big Al here on the Red Sox. Lay the run and a half, about minus 120 here against the Kansas City Royals. This one here has a start time here, top of the hour. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pickdog's for tonight's action. Of course, tonight we've got a couple of preseason, but some baseball on the board tonight as well. What do you have going on over at Pickdog's Premium?
I have nothing going on right now at Pickdog's Premium. I might have some football posted over the weekend, and I'll have some baseball tomorrow.
All right, guys, get on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pickdog's Premium. You may consider Big Al. You see great results in NFL. We got the NFL package up there as well. Long-term pass, 30-day pass. We'll get you into week 0 of college football into week 1. How active will you be here, Big Al, as we start the college football season?
I haven't even looked at college football yet, Tony. A lot of times I don't even have any games the first week of preseason, but there is one play right now that if it stays at the current number, I'm going to have a play in the NFL on Saturday, and should have some more NFL preseason plays in week 2. And then, as I said, I think, in week 0 of college football, I haven't even looked yet. I'll focus on that in about, probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks more. All right, that's right, guys. So get up over with Big Al McMordie. Consider the long-term pass. He has NFL and college football season passes up there right now. So get on board with Big Al. And, of course, remember that promo code PICK at checkout. That will save you 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, making it even a greater value there. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll catch up with you again next week. Oh, we'll catch you in the morning shows as well.
Sure, yeah. Saturday and Sunday I'll be on the morning shows with Mitch and the gang, and I'll talk to you on Wednesday next week, Tony. Thanks
Talk
so
to you
much.
next week. You got it. Big on McMordie here on The Drive. Do like to welcome everyone here to The Drive, guys. As always, if you happen to miss any picks, we do a recap at the end of the show, so you guys make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, let's continue on here on The Drive-Thru. Looks like we got Milz up next. We got Milz going to talk some NFL today, as we got 2 games on the board for you tonight, and we're going to get Milz here in just a second. Guys, reminder, there's also a Bellator card here for you on Friday, so you want to make sure you keep tabs with Milz Young with his UFC plays, because he's been fantastic here for us on the show. Also covers the fighters. I know I wanted to bring that up because that's something that will be covered in our conversation here with Milz. So we'll go ahead and bring Milz in right now. Let me see if we can find his card here in a second, and we'll get him here in the show over at Pickdog's Premium. So let's see if we can pull them up here in just a second. I think we're ready to roll here with Milz Young. I want to get his football game up here. Milz, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony, man? How's everybody doing today?
Everything's going great. All right, Milz, here we go. Tonight, it's NFL action between the Vikings and Seahawks. This one will be on NFL Network with their doubleheader, game number 2. We see the Seahawks favorites here of 3.5 with a total 36.5.
Yeah, definitely, man. I can't wait, man. I mean, football season's right here. You know, we got our feet wet last week, going 1-0 in preseason. Now we got some games for tonight to talk about. 2 games to talk about. One, Vikings versus Seahawks. All right, man. None of the starters are going to be playing for the quarterbacks. We all know that. But the backup quarterbacks, they actually have something to prove in these games. That's what I like to see. And these backup quarterbacks, they ain't no rookies. They're people that started for their teams at times and got benched to the depth chart. Now they're going to be out there trying to show up and show out and show that they can actually get that second spot as a depth chart as a quarterback. So I'm going to be taking the over in the spot. The Minnesota Vikings games, I think they're just going to keep going with the trends that they were on last year. The last 5 games of the year, 4 of them went over the total. I know it's preseason. You can't put too much into it. But what you can put into is that this preseason is a lot shorter. So you really got to make your most effort for the minutes that you get used out there. A lot of players aren't going to play in game 3. So game 1, it's pretty much, a lot of the people that's going to be, your second spot players, depth chart players battling out, trying to get a move to the 3rd spot or be a practice squad player. So give me the over in this play. It's at 36.5. The first preseason game went over. I'm going to be taking it in this game as well.
All right, we got Milz here says go over the total. Let's just check here to see what the odds are, because we do see some line movement here on some of these games as we get closer and closer here to start time. So I wanted to verify that what the line is. We're showing here 35 in this game. Of course, there could be some late moves here, so let me go ahead and keep an eye here on the odds for you guys here. And in this one, we're seeing some movement up now. We're seeing 37s in some of these games. So we're seeing some late movement here to the over here, Milz. So you're kind of following this. The sharps are on this one.
Yeah, I like to see that. I'm not one of the guys, though, that kind of goes against the market if it's going the opposite way or feels like, I got a bad number. But yeah, I like to see it going my way and my trend. Another thing about it is Pete Carroll, he's great at finding players and developing them. And, the Seahawks running back, a lot of them are hurt. So he's really trying to see who's going to be out there for him. So I'll look for him to really establish and see, all right, let me see how this running back performs in the preseason, because, he might be replacing my number 1 and number 2 just because they've been hurt so far this year in the preseason for him. So I definitely look for watch this. I remember my man Pete Carroll was the guy who drafted Russell Wilson late in the 3rd or 4th round, the same year that they paid all that money to that backup quarterback from Green Bay. Came over there, he thought he was going to be the starter. The way that Russell Wilson performed in preseason, bam, outplayed him. I think his last name was Flynn. But what I'm saying is, he's one of those guys, Pete Carroll. He built up that defense way back in the day with a lot of unknown high draft players, so he has that capability to find weapons, to find players. So, yeah, I actually think that, Pete Carroll and the Seahawks, I give them about 21 points today.
That's right. Pete Carroll has a way to find players. Remember, there were a lot of doubters last year with this with this Seahawks team. I wasn't one of them. Actually, Jay and I were talking about the Seahawks last year. I had a little bit more confidence in Geno Smith because I saw the improvement when he was in a backup role the previous year. And the whole situation with Seattle is, yeah, you're able to, develop Geno Smith, get him on a reasonable contract, so now you can put money into your defense, into your receiver position.
Just still not a believer in Geno Smith. We're talking about West Virginia product, second round draft quarterback, the first drafted quarterback out of that class. I think he's probably the only one that's probably still playing, but never impressed me with the Jets, never impressed me with the San Diego Chargers, never impressed me with the New York Giants. I will give him his props and say he's playing some okay, decent ball with the Seahawks. Not okay, decent ball. I know somebody's going to say he did this, he did that. Cool. Show me that he can do this and do that for 2 or 3 years consistent. The guy's been playing for over 7 years. So that's just how I kind of judge it right now. If he shows up and shows that he can do exactly what he did last year or a little bit less, then I'll say, okay, you guys got a decent quarterback,
Well, that's a good point there because consistency is the key, but I think he was amongst the leaders in completion percentage last year. But again, he was aided by, Seattle has that good running game that really helps quarterbacks when you can run the football. If the Seahawks didn't run the football very well, we might have seen the Geno from the Jets. Right? That's probably where it's at, right? Needs a lot of help in the line and the run game.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I will say this. I mean, he was pretty much turnover. He got rid of that efficiency, being turnover prone. And, when it comes down to it, I guess, I know he's better than Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's for sure. Baker Mayfield in a quarterback duel, and he'll be in action tomorrow. All right, Milz here, Vikings, Seahawks, over 37. We've seen this line move. Open 34, 35 just an hour ago. Late steam coming here on this over train in this game. 10 o'clock Eastern time. Watch it over on NFL Network. All right, Milz, let's take a look over at Pickdog. Showing great results here over on the board here. Great past 30 days. Baseball on the board, 2 NFL preseason. Bellator tomorrow. Then head into the UFC on the weekend. What do you have going on over at Pickdog's Premium?
All right, man. So I had one play that already went off the board today. I got a winner in that one. It was a baseball play. I got one more UFC bet up there for you guys on the site. But today, best value, get that 3-day pass. If you got the 3-day pass, you already got the winner in the morning. You got the UFC pick that's up there today. It's on the UFC main card. You don't want to miss out on that. Bellator kicks off tomorrow with over 17 fights. And Bellator this week has better fights on it than the UFC do on Saturday. I just talked to the fighters during media day yesterday. So I definitely got a few plays on there I'm going to be putting up. At least I got 2 bets that I'm going to be putting up there later tonight for Bellator. That's going on in South Dakota. So the kickoff time is going to be, I think, around 6 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. Besides that, your best value, get that 3-day pass. I'm going to include everything in there for my MLB, for my Bellator picks, and for my UFC picks on Saturday. And all those days, too, I'm capping baseball as well. And, and not just that, NFL preseason. You already know me. I got 2 teams. So, I definitely got some leans in some ways that I'm trying to get paid this weekend. So, definitely this is the time to come on over here to the Milz site and team me up with 2-for-1 capper specials. Whoever's hot on the site, hey, let's go.
2-for-1 cap promotion is your best value over at Pickdog's Premium. So get on board with Milz Young over at Pickdog's. You see the results there. Fantastic over the past 3 days. So get on board with Milz Young over at Pickdog's Premium. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, making even a greater value there. And of course, don't forget that 3-day pass. It's Thursday. You get the Thursday picks here. Football, NFL, Major League Baseball, Bellator Friday, UFC on Saturday. Include the baseball, include the football. Milz, 3 days is the way to roll. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Milz, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week. Let everybody know you got a lot going on over at Pickdog. We see the video series up there with this parlays. We also see the video series up there as well with the UFC rundown.
Yeah, man. So I just dropped the rundown for you guys yesterday. It's out there. I went over all the fights on the cards. Definitely got some names in there that I gave out for you guys. Not just that. Been doing the daily prop video for you guys. Even though basketball stopped, it didn't matter. I didn't stop. I was running with hockey and baseball, WNBA, and everything that I got going with you guys. So I give you guys my best 5-6 to player props a day, and I reference them with the Sports Chat betting tools. You can't go wrong with it. Those are the daily ones. And for all the people out there that got a UFC, Fight Pass membership, check me out this week on Gambler's Perspective with Gianni the Greek and Nick Kalikis out there. Your boy finally made it on to the big stream on there. So yeah, if you guys got a UFC membership or anything, I'm on UFC Fight Pass this week. Gambler's Perspective with the big dogs this week.
All right, there with the big boys. So check it out, guys. Check out Milz Young. You get the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 50% off. Get that 3-day pass. All right, Milz, have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Hey, good stuff, man. Hey, Tony, what you got going on? You ain't at the regular, right? You going at some sport and bet event? What you got?
I'm out here at Bet Bash in Vegas. I've run into Mitch, some of the folks in the industry, just networking out, trying to get the word out on our show and our content out here over at Bet Bash. A lot of the big folks in the industry. Going to be action packed here the next couple of days as well. But we're going to head out to Stadium Swim here in a little bit after the show. And work on the tan a little more.
We out here trying to improve. Yeah, that's the message right there that you get from Pickdogs and the gamblers over here. We out here trying to improve. Event going on, we're trying to go out there and see how we can improve on everything, every metric, every measure for you guys out there in our community. We're just not sitting at home being lazy trying to do the same thing we did last year. It's all about improvement.
And improve it indeed, improve the technology, improve the graphics, improve the betting tools, talk to a lot of site developers and whatnot. A lot of work there, but we love doing it. All right, Milz, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, Tom.
You got it. Milz Young here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Look like up next we got some more NFL. We're going to cover both games of the NFL. And, of course, we're going to go ahead and bring in Jay Briggs. You can catch him over at Pickdog's Premium. Hope you catch him in the mornings now. The new morning team of Jay, we got Mitch, and of course we got Chris Ruffalo there in the morning. So it's a brand new team, guys. Hope you guys are checking out. Very good content. Of course, Jay, you also catch him on the weekend as he kind of anchors the weekend shows now, looks like, with Jay Briggs. We'll bring Jay in right now as we got some football on the mind here. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening?
Things going great. All right, here we go. NFL preseason football. Jay is in action. We know how great he was last year in the preseason. So Jay coming on the show with a preseason pick. Texans and Patriots going head-to-head tonight on NFL Network. Game one of the doubleheader, top of the hour, with the Texans favored here on the road by 3.5. Total sits here 37.
Yes, sir. This is the first game of the night, starting here in about 30 minutes. I broke both this game side and total down on the video over on the Pickdogs channel, but I'm here to bring y'all the total here on the drive-thru with Tony T. I'm going underneath the total here. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I like both starting quarterbacks, Bailey Zappi and C.J. Stroud, and I don't think that's the key here. I think the key here is the two starting head coaches are defensive guys, and Bill Belichick and DeMeco Ryans. DeMeco Ryans, first-year head coach, formerly the defensive coordinator of a lot of people's favorite defense over the last few seasons, the San Francisco 49ers. I think he brings that same defensive edge over to Houston. I think anything offensively they get is a plus. This is a Texans team that drafted really well as well. And I think that all in all, this is going to be a defensive type game. Will the football be moved up and down the field? I expect it to a little bit, but this is game one of NFL preseason. So for both of these teams. So I expect some sloppy football from the 3s and the 4s. And with that being said, I expect a lot of punts. I expect a lot of running the football, time coming off the clock, and I expect the game to fall underneath the total.
All right, Jay says go under total here in this one. Under total here of 37.5 points, 37 in this one. We're seeing the sharp lines. We're seeing 37 some places. But, hey, guys, do your line shopping. Get the best numbers if you can. And I'm with you here. You know, Stroud, it looks like he will get the start here. I know that some of these rookies, it's always going to be a concern, right? But he's a rookie. He needs the reps. Whenever you got the rookie quarterback a first year, that means the entire first string is going to start. But I'm with you here. I think it's going to be a lot of safe passes, just getting his feet wet. Listen, the Texans, again, you got a defensive-minded coach, right? It's all about on offense. You control the football, move the chains, run the football. So I think you're going to see a lot of running, a lot of conservative approach here, I think, with Stroud in this preseason opener.
Yep, I think I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be a more conservative, just get you some live action reps.
Safe passes.
Yep. Dump offs, just to try to catch the speed of the game, I think is what tonight is going to be. And like we said, defensive head coaches, Bill Belichick, is one of the best. I expect his defense to at least come with that grit, the do your job. Mitch kind of had to put me on the do your jobs thing for Bill Belichick this morning. So I expect him to be on that, and I expect DeMeco Ryans to bring that same defensive intensity to the Texans as well.
Yeah, and of course, Texans known throughout the years in the past seasons of being bad defensively, especially the secondary, man, just giving up big plays after big plays. You remember they usually get lit up in the secondary.
Yeah, that has been, one of their many faults. They've had plenty of faults over there in Houston the last few years, but I would say that back end and defensively has been, because even with Watson, they were pretty fun offensively. And then other than J.J. Watt, they were kind of lacking star power on that defense. I think now with Anderson over there, I think he's going to be a great staple on this defense and bringing in a great defensive mind like DeMeco Ryans. I think we see their defense takes a few steps up this year. And then, like I said, anything that they get from the offense to help aid that will be gravy.
There we go here with Jay on Texans Patriots. Under the total, 37.5. Of course, do your shopping. It's football season, guys. You better have more than one out, right? These, there's not a lot of points scored in the NFL. So in sports like the NFL, where there's not a lot of points scored, this is when you really got to grind those numbers.
Yep.
All right. Texans Patriots under 36. I need my coffee. I'm in Vegas, man. All right, under 37.5.
I was there recently, and I feel you. It's definitely one of that city never sleeps. So if you want to stay up, better have you some coffee, a Monster, a Red Bull, something.
I got to recharge for the evening. All right, here we go. Under 37.5. This one have a start time here, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pickdog for tonight's action. Of course, it is Jay having a good baseball season this year. We have baseball on the board, 2 preseason. Head into a pretty big weekend because we got 6 and 6 in preseason football Friday, Saturday. Then we got a couple to close out week 1. Lots of baseball on the board. What do you have going on over at Pickdog's Premium?
Yeah, so no baseball for me in this evening card. All the lines in the evening were crazy. So I didn't touch it. I didn't force anything. But I do have a bet for you guys in the NFL preseason. So had a really great season last year, put up over 1,100 units in the preseason. We jumped out to a great start this year. Had a plus money play week 1 with the Cleveland Browns. So trying to keep that momentum rolling forward. If you want to rock with me, you can rock with me. I got my favorite play in the preseason tonight over at Pickdog's Premium, man. You can scoop that up over there or hop on some long-term as I for sure back in action in baseball tomorrow. We got 5 preseason football games tomorrow as well. So huge card tomorrow. Definitely be in action and throughout the weekend. So hop on some long-term or pair me up 2-for-1 capper special with one of the other great guys here at Pickdogs.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Jay Briggs over at Pickdog's Premium. You see the great results from Jay in baseball this year. He's been on fire, so get on board with him. And, of course, use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. You can add the second capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Jay, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success. We're going to catch up with you again tomorrow's show. But everybody know about your morning show now, the new team in the mornings, you, Chris, and, of course, Mitch. And, of course, you also anchor that weekend show.
Yeah, so a lot of me here at Pickdogs. I'm on the morning show now with Chris and Mitch. Tune in Monday through Friday as we have a good time, give out a lot of free picks, and you never know what else will happen during that show. So tune in Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Love doing that show. Love doing that show with both of those guys. I usually am hosting the weekend shows as well now, so we might shake up the format as football gets here. But as for now, with baseball schedule, I'm hosting the morning show, so y'all can come tune in with me on the weekend. And preseason football, Tony T, I started the video series today covering the NFL preseason, so cover both games today. I'll cover all 5. I'll probably drop that this evening, so be on the lookout for that as we try to turn profit this year in NFL preseason.
Yeah, turn profit with Jay Briggs over at Pickdog. Great preseason last year, guys. So make sure you get on board with Jay. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Doing great work. All right, Jay, have yourself a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I'll see you tomorrow, Tony T. Have a good time out there at Stadium Swim.
I will. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we'll recap at the end of the show. Seeing a lot of people sign up. Football's back, so we're starting to see a lot of people sign in right now to the show. Appreciate that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Time for some sweet science coverage here on this limited Thursday card. We'll bring in Wayne Scott, catch him over at Pickdog. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pickdog family? Hope everybody doing good out there today.
Yep, everything's going great out here. And of course, so we're talking boxing here as on a Thursday, with limited cards. So great to have Wayne here on Thursdays because then we can kind of get into some of these peripheral sports here. Of course, boxing really making some headlines. There's some pretty good fights over the last few weeks. But tonight we got for Saturday's August 12th card, Emmanuel Navarrete and Oscar Valdez going head to head. With Valdez favored, we see the round total 10.5.
Yes, they'll be fighting for Navarrete's WBO junior lightweight belt at the 130 weight class, a little smaller weight class. But these guys have been dueling in these weight classes, and a lot of people have been calling for this fight. They've been wanting this. Both of these guys are from Mexico, and they're the top Mexican fighters around this weight class. So they've been calling for this fight, and I just think stylistically that Oscar Valdez, he's favored for a reason, and he just has the style, the counter-punching style to make it rough on Navarrete. Navarrete, he's a taller fighter. He's 37-1. His loss was in 2012, and it was a while ago. He's went on a great run since then, but he looks a lot dehydrated trying to make this weight. His last fight, he just didn't look strong. On the other side of that, like I said, we got Oscar Valdez. He's fighting a much, much tougher competition. He has the better trainer. He trains under Canelo's camp, which is Eddie Rozoso as his trainer. Very strong fighter with 23 KOs. And like I said, it just goes back to his counter-punching style. I think Navarrete, great fighter. He just comes in there without throwing a jab, and I think it's going to cost him. He has to use his length if he wants any chance to win this versus Oscar Valdez, and I think Oscar Valdez can beat him on the scorecards. I just think Navarrete comes in a little dehydrated, and just because he doesn't use his jab, it's gonna hurt him in this fight.
All right, here we go with we've got the play here from Wayne that says go ahead and take Oscar Valdez minus 116 here against Navarrete here in this fight on Saturday here. Looking at these fighters, of course, what's obviously we're looking at this fight. Any look aheads into what might be next for either the fighters with a win?
To gather the rest of the belts, but this weight class isn't real glamorous. It's 130. It's right under 135 where all the big fighters are at. So a lot of people, they try to after they get a belt in this weight class, they try to make a clout and a name to go up to 135 and fight the Tank Davises, Ryan Garcia's, Teofimo. Once you kind of win a belt in this weight class, you kind of want to go up and get some money for your fights. And so if they feel they can ready for that step, they'll probably go that route. That's what most people do at 130. For some reason, nobody really wants to stay there too long and get all the belts and just reign at 130. Everybody wants the big money fights at 135. That's what Loma did. Loma would have dominated at 130, but he got a belt, and then he went up to 135 for all the money fights.
What's going on with Lomachenko? I used to follow him years ago in those 2 Olympic games that he played, and he dominated the Olympics.
Well, Shakur Stevenson's trying to get a fight with him, but I don't think Loma wants to fight Shakur. And speaking of Shakur Stevenson, that's Oscar Valdez's only loss. So that just goes back to what I'm saying about Oscar Valdez fighting the better competition and actually looking better while fighting the better competition. But Lomachenko, I don't know if he's going to fight these young boys. It might be time for him to hang it up. And he's still a Hall of Famer in my books, but these guys are some young killers. I don't know if he has the will to step in the ring with these guys anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of an unusual course for Lomachenko playing those 2 Olympic games. I understand the first one, boy, he really made a name for himself, but it might have cost him some coin there going for year 2 of playing, going to Olympics in back-to-back years.
Yes, sir. That's a lot of fights, man. That'll wear anybody out, any sport. But to be fighting that much and take some years off you, man. Take some years out of your career. That's why you see a lot of people not having such a large amateur background and going straight into their pro career once they feel they're ready. Because those fights, they take something out of you. Whether you win them easy or hard, it's still a fight.
There we go. Here, Wayne, Oscar Valdez here, minus 165 against Navarrete here on Saturday's pay-per-view. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pickdog for tonight's action. Wayne has been on absolute fire over in baseball, amongst the units leaders right now in baseball this year. Baseball on the board, 2 from the preseason NFL, heading to a big weekend. What do you have going on over at Pickdog's Premium?
My play of the day went off, so I have nothing out there for sale. But get my 3-pack 7-day or my monthly, as I will have some action for baseball tomorrow. Dabbling a little bit in the preseason, but that's only for my long term. So that's why I'm telling you to get the 3-day, 7-day, so you get the extra plays like that. I will be having a boxing bet for this same fight, and if you want that one, like I said, get the 3-day. You can get it individually, or you can get that 3-day, 7-day, or weekly. Pair me up one of these top handicappers with our 2-for-1 handicapper special, and let's continue to cash, man. Let's get August going, and let's get it right.
Let's get it right here. Get on board here. Wayne Scott over at Pickdog Premium. You see the great results here for Wayne here over the past for baseball this year. It's been impressive. So, guys, you want to get on board with Wayne, that 1 month all sports pass. Get all of his premium plays for 30 days, all the baseball, all the preseason football. First, week 0, week 1, college football, NFL, all of preseason. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off at checkout. Great value there, right? Wayne, as always, great having you show. Keep up the great success, and we'll catch up with you again. If not tomorrow, next week.
Yes, sir. I will definitely be here on the weekend show, and it's a lot of action tomorrow. So if there's a little room on the show, you might see me here on Friday. As long as I can give you a lot of banger, I'll try to get on here.
You got it. With the Well Pop the Units leader in baseball with the big baseball card. Well, hopefully we can get you aboard. All right, Wayne, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again either tomorrow or the next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me. Tony T, good luck on your bets out there. Pickdog family. Let's cash on them.
It's cash indeed. Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap here at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here. Had a lot of viewers here today. Appreciate young Chad. Latifah's in the house. How you doing, Latifa? NFL preseason back here today. Everyone's excited. Well, I was back last week. Just shout out to John Stewart there. Tom Leach in the chat as well. Boy, we got some spammer there trying to get us to watch NFL. I think everybody knows how to watch NFL. They don't need to go on your. Let me just move this. Let me just get this viewer, this spammer, out of here, out of the chat. So we got him out of there. No worries there. All right, Keith and Giuseppe, shout out to you as well. Danielle in the chat room. Golf Blue Cheese in there. A lot of new folks I haven't recognized here. Of course, Linda 86 is one. Nicholas Handy, appreciate your contributions. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It is time now for my pick, and let's go ahead and get my full odds up here. We're going to look at this Nationals and Phillies game. I know the Phillies got the no-hitter. Everyone's celebrating. Maybe there was some champagne drinking, but hey, listen, man, this Nationals team, if you haven't been following them, they're pesky dogs, and I'm going to take the plus. I see a plus 220 to me. I'm going to go with it. Corbin on the mound here tonight here for the Nationals. Corbin, he's got an ERA just over 5, 15% strikeout rate. Nola goes here for Philadelphia. ERA 4.5, whip of 1.14, 5.5% walks, but he does give up the home run ball, 1.63 home runs per 9 innings. One thing about the Nats, they're pretty much a 500 team in this underdog role. That's a plus 15 unit return. Underdog roll of plus 150 or greater, 500. That's pretty good. Team record behind Nola, 24-34 in night games, a minus 21 unit loss. Kind of rough there. Nationals bullpen past 10 games, pretty good ERA, under 2. So those are there's some pretty good things to like here in this Nationals team. I know they got no hit. They're not going to get no hit every night. So we're going to take the plus 211 here on these Nationals. I think that's a pretty good number there to get. This one to have a start time tonight here, just about to start. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't think we'd run that late, but again, I think we got it out before start time, but you can still play it in game from that perspective. All right, guys, over at Pickdog Premium, I got a 3-pack up there. My best bet actually went off, so I have a best bet up there right now. So go ahead and get on board from me over at Pickdogs. Also, my long-term pass, 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period you select. When you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Let's see here. I think we're all set to roll here. And we got my pick, so let's go ahead and let's get to the recap. I think we're ready to get to the recap screen, and here we go with the recap. All right, I'm McMordie, like the Red Sox run line. Lay the run and a half against KC, about minus 120. Milz, Vikings, Seahawks, over 35. That's now 37. There's been a line move on that game. Jay on Texans, Patriots under 37.5. Wayne was on Oscar Valdez in the fight, minus 165 against Navarrete. I'll be on the Nationals, plus $2 to 11 against the Phillies. Which game do I like the most? I like Jay's pick on that under with the Texans and the Patriots. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pickdogs and Sports Chat Place. They'll go up their place for you here, right here in prime time for the show. So don't forget, it always gets started every day with the morning show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time here on the weekdays with Mitch, Chris, and of course Jay. We also have Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes betting tool show. We got Jay's NFL preseason rundown up there. Ron Romanelli with his Major League Baseball rundown up there as well. Pick from every game on the board. We got Milz with his prop videos, this parlay videos as well. We also have Milz with the UFC rundown, so check that up there. Also some Bellator picks coming from Milz as well. Nick Menken, Nerfies, Yerfies. We also have lots of contributions here with Mitch, betting tool show, 7 picks in 5 minutes, his roundtable discussion, more and more content coming here on the Pick channel. Don't forget Chris's his home run prop show as well. So that's more content for you here on the channel. All right, that's going to do it for our show today, guys. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from Nate. We're going to go ahead and wait goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow here on the Drive-Thru.